Well, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I started posting the videos of this build, but it's time to get back to the aluminum cage built to house all of the van electrics and water system. With less than 5 pounds of aluminum, I'll be building a cage that not only will hold the heavy parts like the 10-gallon water tank and 3 large AGM batteries down, but also to act as the floor for the front half of the van over the secret compartment that we cut open. Using the extruded aluminum, this is a quick task that should take us about 2 hours, provided we can keep the neighbors from coming to distract us. Any clumsier. Let me do this way. Man, this stuff is slick. And now that the structure is in place, it's time to finish fitting some of the van kit. The cage is bomb-proof, and once it has the 1/2-inch plywood subfloor added to it, it will hold more weight than it will ever be able to see. Before moving on, I'll torque everything down once more and start installing the water tank. Next to go in is the water tank and pump, but we have to leave just enough room next to it for the Webasto to squeeze in. To box in the water tank, I'll be using some 3/4-inch plywood to assemble modules that slide in to hold everything in place. This makes it easy to maintain the van in the future, allowing each part to be pulled out individually. Next, I finish anchoring down the cage.
I just need the bolt for that.
I'm attaching the front bar to the 2 anchor points from the false floor that Ford had installed over the hidden compartment. The corner brackets are perfect for this task, allowing me to match to the slight angle of the floor mounting bolt hole. I also use the center section as an additional anchor point, using a piece of 3/4 inch plywood to bridge the gap. This bridge would help keep the extruded aluminum from deflecting from any weight that might happen to be placed right at the center front of the floor. I use stainless steel plumber's tape to anchor as it's strong, cheap, and very adaptable. So welcome. This is day 2 or 3, I can't really even remember anymore. It's all blending together. But right now, I'm trying to make sure that this aluminum structure that we put underneath here, that it will be able to fit this factory step in, because that will save us a lot of time if we don't have to create our own. Plus, it just looks better. So right now, I'm just making minor adjustments. So there goes my Allen wrench to allow this bar, I'll show you, to allow that seat to come in right beside here. So right now it hits on it by about 1/8 of an inch. So I need to slide this that way. And I tell you, this stuff is so perfect. Just loosen it off a little, make that adjustment, tighten it up again, and fit it one more time. Make sure these line up. And then here, yes, perfect. And I'll see if you can see that. Look underneath, you can see that it will clear that inside edge, and this will then fall on the other side right there. So we got it where we want it. A few more bits of fiddling around on this step, and the other step that we're going to completely remove, that's where there's going to be cabinets. Her fill water will be there on that side, so there'll be access, plus her Webasto, likely her diesel tank. Getting these parts are going to be the jerky little parts. Here we want to accommodate that. On the other side, we're just going to bring the plywood subfloor right to the door with maybe about 1/8 of an inch of play. Just enough that that door can kind of move and not rub against it. You don't want squeaking while you're driving. That'll drive a person mad. But yeah, let's get this one finished. I now need to connect this to here, so there's some strength there. And this side is pretty much ready to put back together. Oh no, we have to put the subfloor in over this cabinet. Then the floor is completely done. I still have to do all the wiring and everything, but we'll be able to open that up. You'll see the way we access that here in a moment. So I'm just finishing what's going to be that step. Finishing the other side so we can make that platform go all the way to the door. And then I just got to get that sheet of plywood to finish the subfloor, and then that's plywood? Done. No, I got to get that. The full sheet won't fit in here.
Do we have to wait for our van then? Mm. Why would it not fit in here and then it would fit in ours?
Because it's only 7 feet long. Ours is like 9.
Lengthwise you mean. Mm-hmm. I thought you meant widthwise.
Oh no, it'll fit between. Then tomorrow we'll be largely doing the electrical. But yeah, we can probably get that plywood tomorrow. Crunchy peanut butter is where it's at.
Cheapy said?
No, crunchy peanut butter. I'm getting back to work anyway, so.
Yeah, I better get out there.
Probably should have washed my hands first, but.
You have time, because I have to finish this before I can film you.
Well, one of the problems with 80/20, sometimes you have to take things apart to add things or make changes. These little end fasteners need to get into this track, but there's nowhere for me to do it in its current place, so I have to undo it to get it in. There's one. I also need to get one in here, which actually I don't need to take anything apart for that. But this stuff was all kind of afterthought, so it's difficult to get this stuff in place when you're not actually ready for it. Sometimes you have to build to know what you're going to build and then take it apart to fit pieces. But anyways, back to it. So as you can see, we've added these. So now this platform can come right to this side. In Canada, we have left-hand drive, so this is the side that faces out into traffic, so it won't get used that often. That side's going to be more for entry and exit. So we're leaving the factory step. The aluminum fits just right. Yeah, that's about it. Any of this aluminum can come up at any time we need. It's very versatile. Also need to build the platform for the inverter and tie down the batteries. Well, as a wrap up, you can see it's actually the next day. It's hard to get any work done with friends around, and by the time it was done, we had 2 people hanging out, chatting. Nothing was happening, but I think I got the cage all done. You can kind of see it in the background there. Now all I need to do is get a piece of plywood to create the floor and then attach it. There's going to be some hinges so that it can lift up so that you can access the electrical or water at any time you need to do repairs or check on something, all of that jazz.